Jungkook's existing influence across digital platforms made him the ideal figure to represent Calvin Klein's entry into the heart of Asia. His campaigns have generated massive online traction, with official Calvin Klein visuals going viral within minutes of release. These campaigns have outperformed traditional fashion advertisements, leading to heightened media coverage and real-time product sellouts. Calvin Klein's brand presence in Asia saw measurable spikes following his appointment, indicating his unmatched ability to convert visibility into tangible results. The upcoming Tokyo flagship store is deeply tied to this influence. Calvin Klein's approach positions Jungkook not as a symbol of Western influence in Asia, but rather as a bridge between cultures. His global recognition and authentic connection to fashion elevate the store's purpose beyond sales, transforming it into a representation of lifestyle, aspiration, and identity. Through Jungkook, Calvin Klein finds resonance with a generation that values representation, authenticity, and cultural relevance. Rather than focusing on a traditional expansion narrative, Calvin Klein is building a new brand ecosystem around Jungkook's image. The Tokyo flagship acts as a physical embodiment of this strategy, where the retail environment, product lines, and campaign visuals are curated to reflect the synergy between Jungkook and the Calvin Klein brand. This store will not merely sell clothes. It will offer customers a direct link to the visual world Jungkook has helped shape. The opening of Calvin Klein's first flagship store in Asia is, in many ways, a tribute to Jungkook's impact as the brand's global icon. Located in Tokyo, the fashion and cultural hub of Japan, the store has been planned not just as a commercial space but as an immersive brand experience anchored in Jungkook's influence. Every detail, from store design to product curation, reflects his role as the visual and cultural centerpiece of Calvin Klein's identity in Asia. Speculation around the store's exact location, possibly in Ginza or Omotesando, has added to public excitement. But what truly distinguishes the Tokyo flagship is the anticipation of a Jungkook-driven launch experience. Fans, media, and industry insiders expect the store to be visually dominated by Jungkook's imagery, including large-scale installations, exclusive behind-the-scenes content from his photo shoots, and interactive displays that feature his most iconic Calvin Klein campaigns. The store's layout is expected to embody Calvin Klein's minimalist design, but it will likely be layered with elements that amplify Jungkook's visual influence. This includes dedicated corners or zones where customers can experience curated visuals, signature campaign pieces, and potentially even merchandise that features exclusive collaborations or limited edition items tied to Jungkook's branding. Retail analysts already predict high demand for Tokyo-only drops that incorporate his likeness or name. Beyond being a shopping location, the Tokyo flagship is expected to become a media and cultural landmark. As Jungkook's influence spans far beyond the music industry, the store will likely serve as a backdrop for high-profile content production, from digital ads and fashion editorials to real-time social media activations. Calvin Klein's emphasis on visual storytelling aligns perfectly with Jungkook's iconic presence, which draws millions of global viewers. This cultural and media integration is especially significant in Japan, where celebrity associations with fashion brands are often treated with high artistic value. Jungkook's presence ensures the Tokyo flagship will resonate not only with fans, but with fashion enthusiasts and tastemakers. His ability to straddle both fandom and high fashion makes him a rare figure capable of elevating Calvin Klein's perception across diverse audiences. The opening event is anticipated to be one of Japan's most covered retail moments of the year. Media outlets, influencers, and fans are already preparing to document and analyze every detail of the launch, particularly if Jungkook is present. Even in the absence of a physical appearance, the store will be curated to feel like an ongoing visual extension of his fashion narrative, with motion visuals, curated music, and personalized digital features reinforcing his central role. The flagship's technological design is expected to support these ambitions. Augmented reality features, touchscreens, and mobile-connected experiences may be deployed to provide visitors with behind-the-scenes content, exclusive interviews, or limited access digital collectibles centered on Jungkook. These features would not only enhance the visitor experience, but also extend the store's influence to online audiences who cannot attend in person. In terms of cultural symbolism, the Tokyo flagship with Jungkook at its core signifies a fusion of global fashion branding and K-pop celebrity influence at the highest level. Calvin Klein is not entering Asia as a foreign brand. It is arriving in partnership with one of Asia's most influential cultural icons. That symbolic union represents a rethinking of how fashion brands localize their strategies, shifting from market segmentation to cultural immersion. Ultimately, the Tokyo flagship is more than a store. It is the physical expression of Calvin Klein's evolving identity. And at the very heart of that identity is Jungkook, not merely as a brand ambassador, but as a visual, cultural, and generational force. His presence ensures that the Tokyo flagship will not be remembered just as a store opening, but as a defining moment in the intersection of fashion and global celebrity. The collaboration between Jungkook and Calvin Klein represents more than a traditional celebrity endorsement. It is a case study in how a luxury fashion brand can evolve by partnering with a figure who personifies both cultural relevance and aspirational style. In Jungkook, Calvin Klein has found a collaborator who brings not just visibility, but credibility, emotional resonance, and a highly engaged global audience. This partnership is not incidental. It is strategic, intentional, and deeply aligned with the brand's forward-looking identity. Jungkook's debut as Calvin Klein's global ambassador marked a turning point in how the brand positioned itself for younger consumers, particularly in Asia. The first campaign images of Jungkook in Calvin Klein denim and underwear flooded digital platforms, instantly trending on social media and fashion forums. Rather than relying on traditional marketing pipelines, Calvin Klein allowed the organic reach of Jungkook's image to drive awareness, leveraging his natural appeal and established reputation for authenticity and understated confidence. His personal style, known for blending minimalism with quiet boldness, fits seamlessly with Calvin Klein's brand DNA. Whether dressed in a white tee and denim or sporting a full black ensemble, Jungkook's visual presence aligns with the brand's core values: modern, clean, sensual, and quietly confident. This synergy has allowed Calvin Klein to not only reach new customers, but reshape its aesthetic for an increasingly image-driven fashion culture. Beyond his visual appeal, Jungkook brings a deep understanding of what it means to be part of a community. His fanbase, one of the most active and globally dispersed in the world, interacts with Calvin Klein content in ways traditional audiences do not. They repost, analyze, remix, and celebrate each campaign moment. For Calvin Klein, this turns every campaign drop into a global activation event, with thousands of pieces of content generated by fans within hours. This level of audience activation has clear commercial value. Following each of Jungkook's Calvin Klein appearances, specific product lines have sold out or experienced surges in demand across regional markets. His campaigns have also outperformed those of previous ambassadors in terms of engagement, reach, and press coverage. Jungkook's collaboration essentially repositions Calvin Klein from a legacy brand into a living part of global youth culture. This shift is especially vital in the context of the Tokyo flagship launch. As the first store of its kind in Asia, Calvin Klein needs more than just a retail location. It requires a symbol of brand reinvention. Jungkook serves this role naturally. His identity as both a Korean artist and a global fashion figure provides the necessary credibility for Calvin Klein's deeper entry into Asian markets. With his involvement, the Tokyo store is not only launching into a geographic space, but into the cultural consciousness of an entire region. The collaboration is also reshaping how fashion brands define influence. Rather than aligning with a static celebrity image, Calvin Klein has embraced a dynamic public figure whose career continues to evolve in real time. This allows the brand to grow in tandem with Jungkook's artistic and personal journey, opening the door to future co-branded collections, live experiences, and new media collaborations that go far beyond traditional fashion campaigns. Internally, this partnership reflects Calvin Klein's shift towards storytelling and relationship building. The brand no longer sells products alone. It sells associations, visuals, narratives, and identities. Jungkook's narrative, from a young artist in Busan to a global trendsetter, mirrors Calvin Klein's own trajectory of transformation and international relevance. This is why the upcoming Tokyo flagship is as much Jungkook's platform as it is Calvin Klein's. His face will not only adorn the store's physical environment, but his influence will be embedded in the consumer journey, from the campaigns displayed in-store to the music played over the sound system and the visual merchandising strategy. Fans and fashion followers alike will recognize the space as a reflection of Jungkook's world, reinforcing his central role in Calvin Klein's future. In essence, Jungkook is not just a brand ambassador, he is a brand partner. His presence transforms Calvin Klein's strategy, allowing it to move faster, connect deeper, and resonate further with global audiences. As the Tokyo flagship prepares to open its doors, this partnership serves as the clearest example of how fashion must evolve, through collaboration, authenticity, and the power of cultural icons who define the zeitgeist. In the context of the Tokyo launch, Jungkook's cultural power is especially meaningful. Japan, while traditionally fashion-forward and independent in its style direction, has increasingly embraced K-pop's visual identity. Jungkook stands at the intersection of these trends, respected by Japanese fashion fans and deeply admired by K-pop audiences across Asia. His participation in the store launch will effectively merge these two influential spheres, creating a regional ripple effect that extends beyond Japan. The influence of K-pop idols in fashion isn't a new phenomenon, but what makes Jungkook's case exceptional is the level of integration and brand alignment. Many idols act as temporary faces of campaigns. Jungkook, however, has been seamlessly woven into Calvin Klein's design language, store rollout, and digital storytelling. From his monochrome editorial looks to candid behind-the-scenes content, his visual impact feels intentional, as though Calvin Klein is no longer just promoting clothing, but entering a broader cultural narrative. This shift has been especially clear in fan-driven media ecosystems. Fan edits, translations, analysis videos, and themed fashion threads have become part of Calvin Klein's unofficial promotional strategy. By simply appearing in a Calvin Klein photo shoot, Jungkook activates a level of user-generated content that rivals traditional ad campaigns in both volume and reach. This is particularly powerful in markets like Japan and South Korea, where fan culture is highly participatory and digitally fluent. Calvin Klein's Tokyo flagship is poised to benefit from this phenomenon. The store's location and design are optimized for content creation, and with Jungkook as its symbolic center, it will likely become one of the most photographed and shared retail spaces in Asia. Tourists, fans, and influencers will engage with the store not just as shoppers, but as participants in a larger cultural story, one defined by Jungkook's influence. Importantly, the collaboration has introduced new behavioral patterns among consumers. Fans who might not have previously purchased luxury fashion are now entering Calvin Klein stores or online platforms, driven by their admiration for Jungkook. This crossover from fandom to consumer base has opened a new customer segment for the brand, one that is emotionally connected, fashion-conscious, and globally networked. Fashion editors have noted how Jungkook's style in Calvin Klein campaigns challenges traditional masculinity in luxury marketing. His looks often highlight vulnerability, softness, and effortless appeal, shifting away from rigid, hyper-masculine norms. This has contributed to Calvin Klein's broader repositioning as a brand that reflects modern identity, diverse, fluid, and personal. In doing so, Jungkook becomes more than a style icon. He becomes a representative of a generational shift in how fashion communicates. For the Tokyo market, this is especially relevant. Japanese consumers are highly attuned to nuance, storytelling, and aesthetics. The integration of a K-pop icon like Jungkook into a brand as storied as Calvin Klein signals that the store launch is not just about product, it is about participating in a shared cultural moment. The store will offer visitors not only clothing, but a connection to something larger. The movement of fashion, music, and personal expression. As the Tokyo flagship prepares to open, Calvin Klein is not simply entering a new territory, it is entering a new cultural rhythm, one set by Jungkook and the global wave he represents. This collaboration will be studied for its impact across multiple industries, but more immediately, It will serve as a testament to what is possible when fashion meets cultural force at the highest level. In summary, Jungkook's broader cultural influence provides Calvin Klein with more than visibility. It grants the brand access to a deep emotional economy shaped by fandom, identity, and aesthetic innovation. His presence in the Tokyo launch cements not only his role as a fashion leader, but Calvin Klein's position as a brand that understands and responds to the pulse of modern culture.